So let me invite and congratulate Dr. Krutik Shah for his completing his 96th webinar today with us. Dr. Krutik has been honored with Bharat Gaurav Award UK, Global Leadership Award in 2018, International Homeopathic Health Care Services Award 2019, and Dishaval Shiramani Award 2020. Last but not the least, he was recently interviewed by Alan Shoemaker in the e-magazine hpathy.com. Apart from a homeopath, Dr. Krutik has a passion for cricket, and he has played for Gujarat Scum, our second and the last batsman for the evening, Dr. Krutik. Dr. Krutik, are you ready?
Yes, Dr. Fatima, am I audible to you clearly?
Yes, you can.
Okay, fantastic.
Screen is yours.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening to everyone and wishing you a very happy new year. Okay, so today it's actually one of the case which has, along with, I would say, an acute and evidence-based case study. Today, I want to present a case in front of you, which was a nightmare of my practice. One of the most difficult case I had ever handled, with lot of pain, lot of struggle, and lot of commitment, which turned out to be a success with the blessings of Hahnemann, and which made my confidence to go way very high in managing acutes, because acute is something which is what you call, you neither have time nor have the opportunity, and with a limited availability you have to go to success. So all the literatures are very rich with managing acutes, but to get that type of success in practice makes you a totally different level in your homeopathic career. So before beginning my lecture, as always, I would like to read the oath of Hahnemann. On my honor, I swear that I shall practice the teachings of homeopathy, perform my duty, render justice to my patient, and help the sick whosoever comes to me for treatment. May the teachings of Master Hahnemann inspire me, and may I have the strength for the fulfillment of my mission. Jai Hahnemann, Jai Homeopathy. Well, in this case, I would like to give you a little what you call organ on tadka. It's like organ on tadka, where this is one of the very, very important aspect. Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, in his entire organon, has appreciated only two homeopaths. Only two homeopaths. One is Dr. Jar, and second is Dr. Boning-Hussein. Dr. Boning-Hussein was a lawyer and he was a physician by profession, and he turned out to be very close to Hahnemann, and we all respect him. We all know him for his tremendous contribution in fever, repertory of fever. He has a lot of unique contribution for acute management. Apart from organon, has lot of aphorisms in acute, lot of aphorisms, 90 aphorism, 167, 250, 89, 81. There are so many aphorisms in organon. This von Boning-Hussein method, I want to share it with you, which will make you to the remedy instantly. And
100%
this
चालू
is
होईल आता.
and this is something which is I am doing in my practice very, very regularly. I have a hospital, we make indoors, we take acutes. In this COVID, I have taken 5 COVID pneumonia, 6 COVID pneumonia, 7 COVID pneumonia in one day. So this concept has really helped me a lot in treating all these type of difficult cases. So before we go, going to the acute evidence-based case study treated with spider remedy as the theme, I want to take you to the quick journey of von Boning-Hussein method, which is a base of any successful prescription you make other than fundamentals of Hahnemann. Boning-Hussein has said very crystal clear mathematics in managing acutes. He says acute illness shows different clinical picture from the chronic natural disease. So what you have to see is what is the change. What is the change? Physically the change, emotionally the change, or mentally the change. What you call 81st aphorism, individualization. And during acute, a patient tells you that I have a constipation for 5 years, or I have a migraine for 4 years, or I have this problem for that many years. Not important. What he says, not according to the case history, chronically. What you have to see is change. Your focus should be change. Physical change, emotional change, mental change. And then what will come is location, sensation, modality, and concomitant, what you call typical complete symptom. Acute prescription will not disturb chronic condition. I have seen people, I have seen homeopaths trying to focus on some chronic information to confirm the accuracy of the prescription or to make consultation even a longer one. Acute should be crisp, acute should be short, and acute should be spontaneous. So no longer consultation is allowed according to 81st aphorism. And 82nd, individualization. In acute, less time is required for individualization. Chronic, we have enough time. So this acute prescription will never disturb chronic condition if you focus on the change, only change. Suppose a patient, you are getting a COVID positive patient in front of you. What you have to look is change. That's all. And these therapeutic hints and clinical keynotes, will help you to differentiate even for a longer run. So this is the concept. Into that, you know, what we fear. What will happen if we give the remedy? What will happen when we prescribe wrongly? Not to worry. Not to worry. We are humans. We can make mistakes. Even Hahnemann has also made many mistakes in his career. That's why he had written 167 aphorism. If you make a mistake in acute, don't worry. There is a solution. Same is with Bonigusen. These acute remedies are kind of superficial remedies that will not disturb the acute layer if it is wrong or chronically completely. But what is important is serious acute event deserves a serious acute prescription. Because in homeopathy is not a science of action, it's a science of reaction, secondary curative reaction. Aphorism 64 to 68. So ultimately, serious acute events are there, then only you should treat acute. For small problems, people take medicines. I wonder why I never prescribe. So in this way, this is von Bonigusen method where you have to see the only change, and how to take a case with this VB method. This 3 point, 3 legs tool, 3 point, that's all. All the symptoms that will change since the acute complaint. Change is important. Then what you call important change in acute disease is disposition, mental and emotional level. What is prescription? Causation plus expression is prescription. So what you need to see is exciting cause, causation plus expression, mental, emotional, physical expression will lead you to a prescription. It's like that. And in that way, same with Bonigusen. Hahnemann has already said in many aphorisms, I would say 11 aphorisms specifically. You take 82, you take 90, you take 149, you take 167, you take 250 aphorism, where Hahnemann is directly focusing on acutes. So apart from that, this is very important. So the first was von Bonigusen concept. This is about case taking, and now prescription. So prescription will acute shows totally different clinical picture than a chronic natural disease. You are sitting in an OPD where a new case is coming to you with an acute. The case what I'm going to show you is of that type only. So acute remedy should be chosen, must be chosen according to causal and exciting factor plus active symptoms. Active symptoms, what is change? Active symptoms. And in that way, homeopathy is a practice. Homeopathy is science, or a case taking should be an art of high order. And that's what Hahnemann has said. If physician clearly perceives what is to be cured in the disease, aphorism number 3. But in order to perceive what is to be cured in the disease, we need sound senses. That is aphorism 83. So in this particular von Bonigusen method, I would say any acute you take, these 4 slides, you can practice acute quite confidently. Apart from that, there is many other literature, but I'm not here to touch it out here. But this von Bonigusen method is so crisp. I have received great success because I have a hospital. We make indoors and we do great with this concept. And I'm here not to impress you. I'm here to inspire you. I am a student of homeopathy. I am here to inspire you to use this concept. These are the treasure of our science, old literature, pure original literature. These are treasure of our science that will give you a great benefit, a very great benefit, right? So friends, can I have your feedback? Am I reachable to you clearly? Quickly, please.
Yes.
Yes, Dr. Kritik.
Yeah, I'll be very happy to receive the feedback from the people as well, because if the audience is sleeping, somebody needs to wake up the speaker. So I'll be very
Yes,
happy
sir.
if, yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Girish. Thank you, Dr. Appan. Thank you,
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
Chris. Thank you very much. Fantastic. Okay, now today I'm going to share which has turned out, one of what you call stepping stones of success, or I would say one of the most difficult case of my life after creating homeopathic hospital, where I had tremendous problem in managing this case, and I managed this case with Dr. Manali, who was our teammate. This is because the topic is spider. I'm going to make an evidence-based case study where eventually, as per the theme, case is getting settled with spider. But unfortunately, I was not aware that this is a spider remedy when I was taking it. Okay, so I am starting the case, and that's why I have used the word dare to be wise, because this case was a difficult one. I was really in a fearful situation whether should I take it or not. But a homeopath should be at his best when he's under stress, and I am always like that. So now this is the case study. On 2012, 25th of February, especially spider, which was the theme, I have purposefully selected one of the most difficult case of my career, which will help you, which will guide you, or I would say which will inspire you to take acutes in your own clinic as well. 9 o'clock, 8-year-old boy came to me with crops on the boils. I have evidence. I will show you everything at the end. I mean, as soon as the consultation progress, crops of boils on the forehead and here, and from 2 days, 2 days. And then along with that, he had mild cough since yesterday evening, becoming worse. I request the participant to please mute themselves. Or Dr. Fatima, can you please help me?
Yes,
Because I'm able to,
yes,
yeah, please, I request you for that. Yeah. Okay. Should I continue?
yes, please.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. So crops of oil on the forehead, and this was there since 2 days. Mild cough was there since yesterday, and he had abdominal pain. These were the complaint. A case came to me. Into that, fever since yesterday night. Fever started since yesterday night. Crows were there from 2 days, getting worse. And when we examined, on examination, it was 103.9. Can you imagine a bouncer coming to you when you are betting? In a new case is coming, you are going to see a new case in the morning OPD, 130, 103.9 degree temperature of fever with boils. How strange is this presentation? You know, we have to think differently, because this is something a very different case. Headache with weakness due to fever, no specifics. Pain in legs with fever, no specific chill heat sweat, typical fever pattern. I always touch base with repertory of fever. I always touch symptomatology, which is given in rubrics during every stage of fever whenever I'm handling a case of fever. But it was not that very specific. Into that, child had bronchitis kind of a thing last year, but nothing was major. And after fever, he had become irritable. Change. I have told you, change. What is change? He has become irritable after fever. Exciting cause, his mother was not very clear. February in Gujarat is a change of weather. I don't know in which part of state you live, or in which part of the country you live, which part of the world you live, I would say. So I don't know, but February, in the end, the last week of February is a change of weather in Gujarat, from where winter is settling down and we are going towards the heat of the summer. So it was like her mother was, or his mother was of an opinion that maybe it's a change of weather, and also one of his friend has a infection, URTI. She thought that he must have caught from there as well. I said okay, but there were no clear causation to me. And Dr. Robin Murphy has always said, one of the finest prescriber in homeopathy, one of the greatest contemporary homeopathy, he says, when you find a cause in a case, acute or chronic, it's a time for celebration. But when you don't find a cause, don't find a visible cause, according to 93 aphorism of Hahnemann, you have a problem. So cause was not available here. I was not clear what kind of problem I'm going to face, but I was clear that I'm going to handle this child. I continued. Homeopathic examination, loss of appetite, decreased thirst. Okay, urine stool desire was normal. Meat aversion was an important point for me because desires and aversion in acute has a major role to play. This child used to like meat, but during fever stage, during this acute, he was not wanting to have meat. This was something I think there was a happiness when I heard this information. It was, let's continue. Then I said to myself, systemic examination, air entry by lateral equal. It was nothing specific. Child was having tachycardia. It was 115 heart rate per minute, but up till 10 years of age, 90 to 100 is somewhere normal. Child was having fever, so little bit was not that kind of a significant or a kind of which would consider a very serious, you know, and very important homeopathic interpretation. Red conjunctiva, it's okay. This is the photograph. So the case was multiple boils, high grade fever, and septicemia. When it's like when you are always into doubt, what is to be cured in the disease, use aphorism 90. The 90 aphorism says 2 point: importance of observation and importance of diagnosis. Diagnosis is a must when you see acute. All the great people have become great because they were great with diagnosis. Homeopathy and allopathy goes hand to hand till diagnosis, and then armamentarium of the medicine becomes change. So diagnosis is a must. So with this 103.9 degree temperature, with this type of boils, I said I need blood reports, and the reports were 27,000 count of a child with ESR 62. This was a confirmation to me that this is a bacterial infection, because in viral ESR doesn't go very high. Even ESR cannot doesn't go even high even in malignancy and all as well. So this was a clear case to me that this is just a surface on his forehead. There is a big problem in his body with this child is suffering from for 3 years, and I am supposed to handle this. And this was a very difficult situation for me when I realized this report. I said, let's go ahead. Dare to be wise. If any man has said, he must have meant something. Let's continue. What I did, I made the repetition. This was the repetition. Septic fever, headache, weakness, pain in legs, irritability, weather change, appetite wanting, thirst wanting, discoloration red, cough fever during, meat aversion, eruption on the boils on forehead, abdomen, pain, and with palpitation. And this was the totality what I was able to make during an acute. Friends, can I have your feedback? What kind of the remedy you are thinking looking at this case? Quickly, can I have your feedback? What kind of the remedy you are thinking in this case? Pyrogen, very good. Thank you, Dr. Parth. Pyrogen, very good. Then quickly. If the audience is sleeping, somebody needs to wake up the speaker. So I'll be very happy to receive your feedbacks. Pyrogen, very good. And arsenic, very good. Fantastic. Streptococcin, very good. Mercurius, very good. Yes. Very nice. Okay. So now I don't know. It is arsenic, Tarantula cubensis. Very good. Dr. Rama, I know this is a case on spider. The webinar is on spider, but it was not that the case, right? Bacillinum, Streptococcinum, China. Very good. I made a prescription on this particular totality on the observation and all this evaluation. Remedy was phosphorus. Because of many unique points, sphere of action in acute always plays a major role. This is blood infection, right? Blood septic fever, and the boil on forehead, phosphorus was covering. And I was very clear that this should be the remedy I'm going with. So I gave phosphorus 1 m half an hourly. And whenever the child is having high grade fever, we have a protocol in the hospital. Follow-up is being taken every half an hourly. So at 11:30, follow-up 103.6 degree temperature. 12 o'clock, 102.9, little was better, but not magically better. 12:30, practically no change. Fever rose up to 103.1. Fourth follow-up, 102.6, little better. Fifth follow-up, 1:30 p.m. Temperature 103.1. So mental, emotional, physically worse. This is not a good sign. if you consider 104 aphorism, if you consider 254 and 255 together, if you use 3 aphorisms in understanding the effect of the remedy on the vital force, no new symptoms should come up. Relief upon the symptoms upon which you're prescribed, and patient should be better energy wise. This was opposite. I was clear remedy maybe is not working, but I was of an opinion it's a high grade fever. Let me raise the potency. Phosphorus 10 m. But again, the result was quite disturbing. You know, 6 follow up at 2 o'clock, 102.7, 2:30, 102.5, 3 o'clock, 102.5. You know, if you understand 149 aphorism, acute goes insensibly, acute subside insensibly. The word used by Hahnemann is insensibly. Without giving you more into notice, it will go away. That is the definition of effect of a remedy in acute. This was not a case here. I was in a problem. Okay, 10 m, 3:30, 102.6 degree temperature, not working. No genuine change at 4 o'clock, 102.7. So now we are humans. We can make a mistake. And Hahnemann has given provision in aphorisms. If you make a mistake, what you should do? That is 167 aphorism and 167 and 250 together will give you a guide how to change your prescription. And acutes. In chronic, we have different aphorisms about how to change the remedy. Acute, re-evaluate. Symptoms which has gone, remove. Symptom which has come, add into totality. Adding of the symptom should be reliable and authentic to your senses. Symptoms were gone, abdominal pain, palpitation, headache were gone. Leg pain reduced, but 2 more boils were there. This is not a good sign. Remedy, if it's working, at least it should break the fever. But it was not breaking the fever, plus 2 new boil had come up on the body. Restlessness in the legs. This is a sign of agony. This is sign of internal discomfort. Internal discomfort. If you see 250 aphorism, mind should be relieved first, then the body in acute, because mind is deranged first, then the body. According to concept of health, or homeopathy says, if mind is damaged or deranged, then only body will derange. So here the body, mind has to improve first, then only the body will improve. Here restlessness was not a good sign. Aversion to life was again not a good sign. So this was a clear indication that I need to change the remedy. So this I made, I was at that very point of time, I was worried about the internal pathology. This patient had a cough. Child had a cough. Same day morning he complained about cough. I was thinking 103.9 degree temperature, change of weather, could be pneumonia. And he has bronchitis last year. So I wanted to have the X-ray. X-ray was normal. If this child would have been pneumonia, my case would have been easy. But it was the googly to me. And in this case, I was not clear what am I supposed to do. So what I did, I hold it on PQRS, because PQRS in homeopathy is God. If you believe in God, you believe in PQRS. They will do the work for you. So here, what I did is I made another fresh totality. Another fresh totality. Those symptoms which has gone, I have removed. Those symptoms which has come, I have added. And that is criteria of second prescription in acute as per the aphorism 167 and as per the aphorism 250. So what I did, septic fever, weakness during fever, pain in legs reduced, but irritability, weather change, appetite wanting, thirst wanting, discoloration, cough fever during, meat aversion, light aversion, eruption boil, restlessness of the legs. And then phosphorus, because failed, I had to give another remedy. Friends, can I have your feedback now? What can be the another remedy? Can I have your feedback quickly? What is your logic says? What is your opinion? Can you please share on the chat box? Belladonna, very nice, very nice. Fantastic. Dr. Shahala says arsenic, very good. Sulfur, fantastic. Yes. Belladonna, fantastic. Arsenic, yes, very nice, Dr. Hetal. Very nice. Belladonna, Dr. Jayasri says, very good. So now what I did, I evaluated the case, and what I prescribed was, the next remedy was arsenic 1 m. because in belladonna is sudden onset. This patient was suffering from 3 days. This is the foremost what you call the space of disease, sphere of action. The aggression of the disease was missing here. Of course, belladonna was a serious thought on my head. But in the first preparation, if you have seen, arsenic was also first. Here also arsenic stands first. So what I did, I gave arsenic 1 m using 167 and 250 aphorism. And now you see the follow-up. 6 o'clock in the evening, same day evening, 102.9 degree temperature, little better, started taking interest. Fever, child is suffering because of fever since yesterday night till today evening. He has to be, worse psychologically, but now he's improving. 53 says, don't worry, this is a good sign. Very, very good sign, right? Better, very good, 101.6. So the remedy is touching the pathology now, 101.6. Then 730 again 102.7. 8 o'clock 102.5. 8:30 102.5 again. Then what happened was 102. So Henneman says in aphorism number 248, 249 and 250, if the remedy is correct, it should work in hours. 6 hours maximum is enough. Maximum 6, 8 or 12 hours is enough. It's like you give paracetamol and the temperature comes down, acute subside insensibly. So for me, giving arsenic 3 hours was not producing an effect. It was not controlling the fever. I have a problem, boss. I'm really into a danger now. And this was a case which was going ahead in the night, which was difficult for me to handle then. If something goes wrong, because child can go into hyperpyrexic convulsion, any kind of complication can come up. So I was really into fear, really into the fear. 9:30 p.m., 102.3 degree temperature. I was really troubled. 10 o'clock, same. 10:30, same. 11 o'clock, little better. But what is expected is temperature should come down. So we decided to review the whole case again to give third prescription. Because something this is not logical, not common. We are seeing so many acutes, especially past 2 years. My practice has grown really well in managing acutes. So I need to manage this case, right? What I did, again using the same aphorism. There is a problem. I am into a problem. Please help me, Henneman. Please help me. So 167 aphorism, 250 aphorism. Again, evaluation. Symptom which has gone, remove. Symptom which has come, add into totality, right? Leg pain, irritability, redness, gone. Weakness, this is one of the most surprising point now. Weakness was reduced, +2 to +1. Because I wonder if a child is suffering from almost 24 hours with high grade fever, he should be more weak. He should be more weak. He should be exhausted. He should be torpor, right? But that is not the case. Weakness well improved. And the new symptom which we came to know about, touched aversion. Whenever the mother used to touch the child was not allowing to touch. And it was very strong. When I went to examination, he didn't allow me to touch. And the new symptom is music desire. And he was a fan of Hrithik Roshan. Kaho Na Pyar Hai, Ik Pal Ka Jeena song used to be his favorite song. The famous Tinin Tinin song. Typically, we all know that, right? Typical Hrithik Roshan blockbuster first movie. All the songs this child used to like very much. So these were the new symptom which came to me as a prescription, which can help me. I said, God, please help me. I told the parents as well that if I'm not able to help this child now, I think you need to go to allopathic consultant to have the opinion or maybe for treatment, because it's not good to experiment on vital force when you're not sure. And we are not magicians. Everybody shows success. Everyone has failures, but they don't show. It's different thing. I told to parents very clearly that this is my last attempt. And if I'm not able to help this child, you have to take him to the allopathic hospital, because I'm not the right person who can treat your child. Right? So what I did, I made another fresh totality. And the fresh totality, what I made, fresh totality was septic fever, weakness, change, weather change, wanting fever, thirst, meat aversion, light aversion, eruption boils, restlessness of the legs, which was a very strong symptom, now giving me an idea, a very clear idea. Music desire, very strong symptom. Touch aversion, another strong symptom. And now it has come to me as a prescription of the remedy which we all know was tarantula. So the remedy prescribed was tarantula, not Tarantula cubensis, my dear friends. Tarantula hispania. Tarantula cubensis is known for septic conditions, boils, sepsis, and all these things. This is Tarantula hispania. And Tarantula hispania, a very atypical presentation in acute for Tarantula, was a real bouncer to me. I said, if any man says we should go ahead, Tarantula 1M. And we gave this 11:30 in the night. Since we have hospital, we don't have problem of indoors. 11:30 in the night, we gave Tarantula 1M. Temperature, little better, 102. 12 o'clock, midnight, better, 101.5. 12:30, 101. See, temperature is going down. 25th follow-up, much better, 100.7. And eventually, child went to sleep. So this is a sign that the remedy is working at a mental level, emotional level, physical level, and energy level. Because after 2.5 to 3 years, 3 hours of time, if a patient is better, then only he can go to sleep. Otherwise, the child cannot, acute will never let you at ease, right? Acute will really disturb your life every way. So the child went to sleep. And that was an indication for me that, boss, this is a case of tarantula. And this is a case of tarantula. It turned out to be next day morning. Child slept peacefully whole night. Mental, emotional, physically better. Fever gone. I just kissed myself, Krutik, well done. Handyman, thank you. You helped me really how I wanted to help this child. But probably it was very difficult case for me, and I was very difficult in a situation to handle. But if there is a will, there is a way. Dare to be wise, Handyman has said. And solving this case made me to take any kind of acutes which are homeopathically treatable. Then we have taken acute appendicitis, gallstone colics, pneumonias, high-grade fever, convulsions into hospital and treated them successfully, because this was my greatest boon in my career. This broke all my fear towards managing the acutes. And that's what I always say is face the fear rather than fear the fear. Fear of fear is greater than fear. Fear of fear is greater than fear. If you face the fear, there is no fear. So what is sapere? Dare to be wise, right? With this 7:30 in the morning, child, when we ask a follow-up, child has chocolate. He wanted to eat chocolate. This is a beautiful sign, according to 253 aphorism, that child is becoming normal now, right? 9:30 morning, better, very good. 11:30 fever gone, relief on the symptom. 2:30 child was better, fever gone. 4:30 fever better, fever gone. And as a result, we had, the child was under observation. And next day morning, the last follow, when it was taken, the child was completely normal, completely normal. And then we advise the child, no fever at all. We advise the child, you can go to your home, no problem. But I want to have blood reports on tomorrow, because ultimately this is a very difficult case of septicemia, and I want to have the reports as early as possible. Since remedy has worked only 12 hours to 14 hours or 16 hours, it's not wise to repeat, WBC count again and again. So what I did, I told them that you please have a report tomorrow, next day morning. The report, which was 15,800. 15,800. And it was a great celebration for me, a very great celebration. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed to tell you one point here. On 27th, I said that you please have a report on 28th, but 27th in the night, his grandfather, the patient grandfather, had a heart attack, and he was hospitalized. So he couldn't undergo blood report next day. So he made a report on 29th of February. That is the leap year. And this was a leap year celebration to me. This was the case 15,800. Then giving placebo Reports 3rd of March, completely normal. 9,800 count, completely normal. ESR became completely normal. Child is absolutely normal. No boils on his head. Child is absolutely normal, completely recovered. And that's what I want to tell here, that non-inutilis fixi, Dr. Henneman. What you have produced to this planet is the greatest blessings what a mankind can get. And this is what you call, I would like to conclude my talk, spider come to rescue in my case, because not all the cases are belladonna, not all the cases are arsenic. There can be rare remedies. There can be remedies you need to open, unprejudiced. You should know what you know, and you should know what you don't know. So when you don't know, you know what you are supposed to do. In this case, along with my teammate Dr. Manali, we had worked like a laborer, like a homeopathic laborer, homeopathic majur, that kind of work what we did. But this case made me completely out of the box. And then after, my confidence managing acute has gone to a totally different level, right? And I want to conclude my talk here saying that whatever we are today is because of our educational father, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann sir, humbly dedicating our achievement at his lotus feet as an eternal tribute to him. Yes, I'm proud to be a homeopath, and yes, I'm a proud child of Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. Right? So with this, I conclude. These are the two divisions of the hospital. One is management. Second is about Samuel Hahnemann Academy, what you call Samuel Hahnemann's teachings in Samuel Hahnemann Academy, and that is for education, this is for practice. And I'll be very happy if you can visit my website, or if you can ask me your questions now, or maybe in whatever way I can help you out homeopathically. I would love to be, because ultimately we are brothers and sisters of the same father, Samuel Hahnemann. Thank you very much. Over to you, Dr. Fatima ji.
Thank you, Dr. Krutik, for this amazing learning and application to Organon. Now let's move on to some question answers.
Yes.
Can you stop the screen share, Dr. Krutik?
Yeah, just a second, let me do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So first we'll go with the first speaker. Dr. Roshali, there are 3 questions for you. I'll go one by one. In the first case, somebody asked, can you please explain the abruptness? Dr. Roshali? Okay. I think Dr. Krutik will go with your questions first.
No problem. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Dr. Krutik, somebody has asked your repertory totality is based on what concept? Kantian, Bonninghausen, because it's a mixture of mind, general particulars, everything.
Yeah, because we ultimately need holism. It's neither only mind plays a role, neither only body plays a role. It's all about holism. And PQRS can be from any level, emotional level, physical level, mental level, in any level. So this is, what you call what is coming to you is something which is the totality. But we have to be critical in taking the totality. That's what we did. So the whole repetition has presented to you, which was from synthesis repertory, radar software.
Okay. The next question is, what is the reason for frequent repetition?
Because see, it's like, let me tell you exactly. If you see 247 aphorism, if you see 248 aphorism, where Hahnemann has said very clearly, till there is no improvement you can repeat. Till there is no improvement you can repeat. But as soon as the improvement comes, you should not repeat, because otherwise you will end up into aggravation. Over acceleration will produce an accident. So 246, 247, and 248. I would add one more into this. I request the enthusiastic person who has asked the question to read these 3 aphorisms. You will get answer point by point. And if you are not getting an answer, I am available for questions either by email or either by in whatever way possible. Yes.
Uh, Dr. Vijaya has asked that if you think it is correct remedy, why you repeat medicine, sir, even though it's acute?
No, no, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Not see, the idea is not all the cases are alike. There are, every case, if one simple case of coryza can be solved with arsenic 30. In another case of coryza, we may need to go to arsenic 50 m. We may need to change the remedy to bring a cure. So not all the cases are alike. It's not about repetition. It about calculated repetition, because ultimately acute is either death or recovery, and the case was very difficult. In this type of situation, one dose can work. Half an hour, we have see the observation we have done, how a follow-up has been taken every half an hour. The moment we found there is a repetition, the improvement, there is no need to repeat. I request what 246 is an exact answer. 247 as well, if you want to be more about it. Yeah.
Sir, she is saying that in sixth edition it is for 1M potency.
Sixth edition, which aphorism?
That she is not mentioned.
Sixth
It is
edition,
for
1M versus
LM,
LM
Fatima.
potency.
No,
Hmm.
no.
LM potency I remember the aphorisms. There is no problem. LM potencies are weak for acutes. They are weak potencies. It cannot be treated for acutes. They are very weak. Acute, you need a full force. Centesimal will work. 246 in sixth edition. That is what I am telling. Even it has a lot of connection with 245th aphorism. It's a 245th aphorism is one of the biggest footnote of entire organon. One of the biggest footnote of entire organon. That 245 is connected with 246. So centesimal potency is best for acute. LM potency is good for chronic, because the concept is to avoid unwanted aggravation. So LM, Henneman developed LM potency is to avoid that unwanted aggravation which was there. So in acute, I always prefer centesimal, and centesimals are like machine gun. It is either all or none law. If the remedy is correct, it has to work. But it's not about random repetition. It's about calculated repetition. You know what are your weapons and you know how to use it, because people are not known for having the brain. People are known for using the brain. We have to use the brain with logic. Organon is logic. It's an instrument of logic. So your organon will guide you whether you should go with this. Many cases I give very high potencies. In the earlier webinar, what I gave on my wonderful and beloved platform of NJH about the case of pneumonia, I had given 50M, pulsatility of 50M. So it's nothing like needed or not needed. It's like demand of the situation. When a situation demand, you should be having very firing approach. When there is a less demand, you go low and slow. So there is no risk. Repetition, Henneman has never objected. Henneman has objected to repeat in spite of patient doing better. So you can repeat till patient is better. And what are the signs of amelioration? 104 aphorism, 254 aphorism, 255 aphorism. Is if these three things are coming to you, you should wait. And in this case, tarantula, and it's like cleared up everything. There was no need to even repeat. Where phosphorus was a headache for me. I had a belladonna proving or clonidine proving in headache when I was handling this case, because it was terrible situation. My assistant, I was eating her head. Please go and check what new symptoms are there. What is the problem? And why I'm sharing you here is, if such kind of very difficult case homeopathy can manage, at least homeopathy can manage acutes to a very moderate level. So my purpose of this topic here, on this and wonderful NJH webinar platform, is you to start taking acutes, because acutes you become famous overnight. Acute is something which will make you into a limelight. Chronic, everybody does. How many people go for acute? That gives you a different age into your career. That's what I can say.
So, Dr. Jayesh, I hope your query is cleared. Now we'll go to the next question. Why not pyrogen?
Well, pyrogen, yes, it's quite logical prescription, but pyrogen has tachycardia, very high temperature ratio, and all these things are very, very different. And in a pyrogen has a lot of psychological involvement. This was not the case. It was a case of boy with high grade fever. That's all. I thought about pyrogen. I tell you frankly, it's a good question. Whoever has asked, I want to congratulate you for this understanding. But somewhere, whatever is your thinking, your knowledge should be supported with the source. Repertory should be there. Symptoms should have that remedy what you are thinking. Totality should guide you. That should be the way. Pyrogen was there for me, but for me, totality was so clear. PQRS was phosphorus, covering it out. But in a many case, acute has rapid change of state. Many times acutes have rapid change of state. So many times state, maybe it was a pyrogen. You may be right. I accept it. But ultimately, that's why Hahnemann has written 167 and 250 aphorism. If you make a mistake, you have to correct it. So you would have been a better homeopath in this situation if you would have prescribed pyrogen. But I didn't find, and that's why I didn't prescribe.
Is 30th potency does not 30th potency does not reach to pathological state if it is
It always reaches any potency can reach anywhere. It's all about similarity. It's all about highest similarity. It is not. I start in my case with 6 potency. It's not like which potency will work at what level. In acute, 6 potency can also work, but remedy has to be exact fitting. You know what Hahnemann has said in 155th aphorism. I'm not supposed to discuss here organon, but 155th says it can reach any potency anywhere. But it's up to you what you select. It's up to you how you prescribe, and it's up to you how you manage. That's what Kent has said. Even Dr. Kent, one of the finest prescriber in homeopathy, has said you are not a good homeopath if you take the case well. You are a better homeopath if you manage the case well. Case management is an art of very high order, because case management is every way individual in every case you take. So this is something which is completely individual. So my point of view, I presented to you. I will be very happy to receive your point of view as well, right?
dry dose or water dose? What is better?
Dry dose, water dose. See, if you go to 284 aphorism, if you go to 285 aphorism, if you go to 286 aphorism, even 282 aphorism has also water potency indications, right? But water potency is, even you are dissolving it even more than what you call dry dose. So here it's either all or none law. You have to be very powerful. Dry dose, single dose, and that's all. I have a lecture of 1.5 hour only on dose. What you call, only dose. What do we mean by dose? So it's like LM potency, centesimal potency, what you call decimal potency, and water potency. In any case, you take acute, you should go with dry dose, and that too with centesimal.
Role of
Otherwise, there are homeopaths who go with LM as well, but I don't know.
Thank you. Role of topical applications.
Homeopathy, it's like 192, 3, 4 aphorism doesn't allow. So I don't do. Because symptom is the outward reflection of internal derangement. So what you are supposed to treat is internal derangement. If your internal derangement will go away, then outward reflection will automatically go away. If you suppress somewhere topically, it will dissolve. It will disappear. Then what will happen? Either it will come back on a different place, or you get interiorization. 100, 202 and 203 aphorism. Pure interiorization, where your eczema has gone, and you have landed up into diabetes. So topical applications, there are some indications if you consider, 187 and all, but they are very less. Genuine homeopath, I don't think so. Topical application should be of a, I would say, in a condition where mother tinctures and all are logically allowed, but not more in most of the cases.
Similar question. When we should repeat the medicine?
Well, in acute, as I said, 246, 247, and 248 is the answer when you should repeat. In chronic, there are 11 aphorisms in total. I have a lecture on organon, how to change the remedy, or how to give a second prescription. On Hahnemann, Kant philosophy has a different chapter itself on second prescription. I don't say that. I say about 11 aphorisms in the organon itself, where Hahnemann is telling how to change the remedy in a chronic case. You take you take 183, 184, 163. There are so many aphorisms, but it's a huge topic. It's a very, very different topic than actually what the platform is for today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Krutik. I think we take the other speakers' questions.
Yes.
Yeah, sure, ma'am, sure. Yeah, thank you.
Dr. Vishali, somebody wants to know, what does screaming within 3 words mean?
Yeah, so that is in Reference Works, that is a software wherein we can club 2 rubrics, and so that is a method wherein we pick up exactly what is the exclusive unique feature of the patient, and we try to collect it. Like if in Materia Medica it is given in 3 words of children, if screaming is given, Then we will club that and see which remedies have that kind of a expression. Yeah. So it's very nice. Even in, I think, the other softwares with synthesis repertory. Which one is that, Fatima? Radar.
Yeah.
That also has one feature like that wherein you can explore. So that is why I said you need to have the gist of the patient ready with you. We can pick up that exact gist and put it into repertory and then try and figure out. If we are not able to find rubrics, it's okay. Not every time we will find those rubrics, but if a concrete understanding of the patient is there, crystal clear with us, then we should be able to reach to the remedy. It can be found from Materia Medica. There are so many amazing tools which we have with us, and we should utilize them optimally.
Vishali, can I add to this?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mac repertory has two functions. One is the repertory, where you have the rubrics and the complete and all the other repertories which are there. And the second is this tool, what she's talking about, where it is all the materia medicas and even provings are included in the database there. So if you type it in this format, like she told you, the symptom like screaming in 3 words or whatever, in 3 words or in the same para or in the same remedy, then many different kinds come up. So when we work with both these together, it opens up a huge field. But it is there a special feature of Mac repertory. Thank you.
Dr. Vishali, somebody wants you to explain the abruptness in the first case.
Yeah, so in that particular case, that child used to suddenly start doing things. So if you see, it was about that case. That child had that abruptness as a feature. But if you want to understand about spiders, you see, spiders will have their net set. Yeah, they'll be weaving or they'll be spinning that web, which will be there. And they will be still, absolutely still, sitting without any movement for hours together. But the moment the prey kind of comes and gets trapped, the spider has to act very, very fast. And that is the abruptness, that is the speed, agility with which a spider acts. That abruptness of the spider is converted into a human expression of abruptness. So we need to understand what the spider can do, and the same has to be related to the human expressions. So that was the meaning of abruptness.
Thank you. Last question for the day. Can you please explain busy without fruitfulness and aimless?
Yeah, so there are these spider remedies. This is the hallmark thing that let it be children or adult, they will be doing some or the other thing. For example, if your phone has a pop socket, so if they're not moving around, they will be continuously removing this, putting it back, removing it, putting it without doing anything. They'll play with the pen, or there is a need, intense need of activity. Only Arenia diadema is one which is little dull on activity. Otherwise, they will be doing it. Now, the activity which I said, removing the pop socket and putting it back, there is no meaning to it. It doesn't add any purpose. So it doesn't give you anything in return. So these are the kind of activities which spiders will be doing. Not fidgety, because fidgety has an element of anxiety into it. Whereas busy spiders do have anxiety. In fact, I have a very beautiful case of panic attacks which have treated with just few doses of tarantula. But that is not fidgety. This is being very, very active without having any aim, any purpose